On the Pfaff Quilt Expression 4.2 sewing machine, you are noticing there are a ton of decorative stitches. And it's fun to stitch them all out so you can truly see what they look like. But after you start stitching them out, you can start to put them together in combinations, like this stitch plus that stitch equals something new. So we're going to get into the sequencing of the machine or the memory or programming, however you want to call it. But we're going to start off with just playing with decorative stitches, and then we'll do a separate video on how you can do it with the lettering. So when you have decorative stitches, it's kind of fun to maybe put two together as a combination. Maybe you pick one of the fun little flowers and then you hook them up with some leaves, so like 167. So when you go to sew, if you just step on the foot control, you'll notice that it will flip over to the sewing area. And now I'll sew each stitch and then flip-flop. So we can just go ahead and sew, and again, remember you can use the start-stop button if you wish. 2A is recommended for these decorative stitches, a little stabilizer. Tension's reduced so it pulls it down to the back side nicely. And then whichever stitch it's on, it will show you right here and up front. Now I'm going to let this pattern start stitching again, and I'll see that when that flower kind of comes into position here. It looks like I put quite a few leaves in. But if I hit the stitch restart button, it will make this light come up, and really what it's going to do is finish the pattern it's on and tie it off. So it will stop. Also in the sequencing, when it's done, I'll show you where we could actually put it in to cut the thread as well. So there's the locking stitches. I'll need to manually touch the scissors to bring it all the way out, and I'll lift the foot. So with this stitch, there's a flower and some leaves. Now I am noticing that the next flower starts kind of squished into the leaves. So I could go in and put like a couple straight stitches there to separate it. So we could come back in. Let's go to sequencing again. And I can even arrow through. Let's come up to the top here, and we can come around and separate that. But here's what I wanted to show you too. You can actually go in, you could put in a tie-off feature so it's locked, put in that it will do the scissors at the end, and obviously we could set it to just do a stop. I bet I can't put it in that order. I need to actually clear that. Put the stop in first, so it just does it one time, and then the scissors. So you can actually put that all in together. When you're done and you want to clear something out, just push the C button for clear. Let's do something one more time. We'll use a mirror image just to show you what some options are. I found a fun one. Stitch number 97. So we'll put in stitch number 97. And then we'll put it in again. But this time we'll do a mirror image from end to end. And then we'll stitch it out so you can kind of see what this looks like. I think this one will be kind of fun. And you just have to experiment. So look what it turned into. Kind of a little bit more, well, it's just fun. So let's see what it stitches out as. Oh, this is one that's a nice heavy stitch. I like that it really shows up well on the fabric, and I'm using some variegated thread. So when I'm ready to have it finished, I'll touch the stitch restart button. Again, that's kind of like a pattern end. So I'll finish the pattern that it's on and then stop at the end for me. And since we didn't program in the cut, we'll just touch it there. All right. Ooh, I like. So that's kind of a fun new stitch. So instead of them all linked together, they kind of have like a little bow tie effect. So you just can have some fun with decorative stitches in the sequencing. And if you find something that you want to save, touch the heart with the arrow pointing into it. It will ask you to save the sequence in the next available space. So there's number 1, so I'll just save it there. And when you are ready to retrieve that, so let's just go back to like a straight stitch, like we're doing a regular sewing, you can touch the heart, load a sequence, and then you can touch OK, and that stitch will come back and allow you to sew it, keep it, delete it, as long as you want. So that's really a nice feature with this particular machine.